What are the advantages of learning a new language? Part 1. Communication with people around the world. Learning a new language is very important because it helps people communicate with others. When a person speaks only one language, they can only talk with people who also know that language. But when someone learns another language, suddenly many doors open. You can meet new people, talk to them, and understand them better. Communication becomes easier, and you feel closer to people even if they are from another country. For example, a person who speaks English can talk with people in many countries like Germany, Spain, Italy, Turkey, Japan, or Brazil. This connection makes life richer and more interesting. Knowing another language is like having a key to open new doors. When people travel, they often need to speak with local people. Imagine you are in France, and you want to buy some food in a market. If you do not speak French, it can be very difficult to ask for bread, water, or fruit. You may feel shy or confused. But if you know some French words, you can ask for what you need. The shopkeeper will understand you and will probably smile because you try to use their language. This small effort makes your trip better. You will feel more comfortable, and people will be more friendly to you. Travel becomes easier and more enjoyable when you can communicate in the local language. Another situation is in the workplace. Many companies today work with people from many different countries. If you only know one language, your chances are limited. You can only join meetings, read documents, and write emails in your own language. But if you learn another language, you can do much more. You can join international meetings, talk with clients from other countries, and understand important information in another language. Employers like workers who know more than one language because they can help the company grow. Learning a new language can make you more valuable, and it can also help you get a better job and even a higher salary. Confidence is another big advantage. When you can talk with people from other countries, you feel proud of yourself. You know you can survive in another country, order food in a restaurant, ask for help, or make new friends. This feeling makes you stronger. For example, imagine you are in Spain and you ask for directions in Spanish. The local people help you, and you feel happy because you can communicate. This confidence does not stay only in travel. It also helps in your personal life and your work life. You believe in yourself more when you speak another language. A new language also helps you enjoy culture more deeply. Many movies, songs, and books are made in one language. When you watch a movie with translation, sometimes the meaning is lost. The jokes are not the same, and the feelings are different. But if you understand the language, you can enjoy the real meaning. You can laugh at the real jokes and understand the emotions of the characters. The same happens with songs. A song is more beautiful when you understand the words. Books are also richer when you read them in the original language. Communication is not only speaking, but also listening and understanding. A new language gives you this gift. Friendship and peace are also connected to language. Many problems in the world happen because people do not understand each other. They speak different languages, and they cannot explain their ideas or feelings. Misunderstanding can cause fights or arguments. But when people share a language, they can explain, listen, and solve problems more easily. For example, students from different countries can become friends because they speak the same second language, like English. They can study together, help each other, and share ideas. This makes the world kinder and more peaceful. So, learning a new language is not only good for one person, but also for society and for the world. Sometimes, communication with a new language brings simple happiness. For example, when you go to a restaurant and order food in the local language, the waiter smiles. When you meet a new friend online and talk in their language, you laugh together. These small moments are very important. They make you feel part of a bigger world. A new language gives you a place in this world. You are not only a visitor, you are part of the community. You feel included, and you feel welcome. Learning a new language also helps you connect with family members or friends who speak another language. Many families live in different countries today. Sometimes grandparents speak only the old language, but children speak the new language of the country. If you learn the family language, you can talk with your grandparents, aunts, or uncles. This makes the family closer and stronger. It shows love and respect for family history. Communication inside the family becomes easier and more beautiful when everyone shares a language. Even on the internet, communication is better when you know more than one language. The internet is full of videos, articles, and social media posts. Many of these are not in your first language. When you learn another language, you can enjoy more of this content. You can understand international news, learn from online courses, or join conversations with people in other countries. You can even play games online with players from different places. Communication becomes fun, and you learn many new things. To conclude, communication is one of the biggest advantages of learning a new language. It helps in travel, work, culture, friendship, family, and even on the internet. It gives you confidence and makes life easier and happier. When you speak more than one language, you are part of a bigger world. You can open new doors, make new friends, and enjoy life in many different ways. Learning a language is not only about words, it is about connection, love, respect, and understanding. It is about building bridges between people and creating a better world for everyone. Part 2. Better job opportunities. One of the biggest advantages of learning a new language is the chance to get better job opportunities. In today's world, many companies work with international partners. They need workers who can speak more than one language. If you can only speak one language, your chances are limited. But if you know 2 or more languages, you are more valuable to employers. Companies want people who can communicate with clients in other countries, write emails in another language, and join international meetings. This makes you an important part of the team. Imagine you are applying for a job. 2 people have the same skills and the same experience. But one person speaks only one language, and the other person speaks 2 languages. The company will probably choose the person who speaks more than one language. Why? Because that worker can do more things. They can connect with more people, understand more documents, and travel if needed. Knowing a new language gives you an advantage. It makes your CV stronger and more attractive to employers. Learning a new language can also give you chances to work in another country. Many people dream about living abroad, but it is difficult if you do not know the local language. If you speak the language, it is easier to find a job, talk with colleagues, and understand your tasks. For example, if you know German, you can find jobs in Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. If you know French, you can work in France, Belgium, or Canada. A new language gives you more choices and more freedom. At work, communication is very important. If you only speak one language, you cannot always understand your colleagues or clients. This can create problems. But if you know another language, you can explain your ideas better, understand instructions, and avoid mistakes. For example, in construction work, one small mistake can be dangerous. If workers speak the same language, the job is safer. In offices, better communication makes projects faster and more successful. A new language helps everyone work together more smoothly. Another important point is career growth. When you speak more than one language, you can get promotions faster. Employers often choose workers who can take more responsibility. If you can talk with clients from other countries, you may become a manager or a leader. For example, a company may send you to another country to start a new project. They will trust you because you can speak the language and represent the company. This is not only exciting but also good for your salary and your career. Knowing a new language also helps with international business. Many companies sell products in different countries. If you speak the local language, you can understand what customers want. You can explain products more clearly and make better deals. Clients feel more comfortable when they can speak in their own language. They will trust you more and want to do business with you. This makes the company stronger, and it makes you more successful. Even small jobs can be easier to get with a new language. For example, working in restaurants, hotels, or shops is easier if you speak more than one language. Tourists from many countries will come, and you can help them. This makes customers happy and improves the business. Employers always like workers who can help more clients. So, a new language is not only good for big companies but also for smaller jobs. Learning a new language also shows that you are motivated and hardworking. Employers like workers who learn new things. If you can learn a new language, it shows that you can focus, practice, and achieve goals. This is a good sign for your future. Employers will think, if this person can learn a language, they can also learn new skills for work. A language certificate is proof of your effort. It makes you look professional and serious about your career. Sometimes, job opportunities are not only about money. A new language can also give you jobs that you enjoy more. For example, if you love traveling, you can work as a tour guide. If you love teaching, you can teach your language to people from other countries. If you love helping people, you can work with international organizations. All these jobs need people who can speak more than one language. A language opens doors to jobs that match your dreams and passions. In conclusion, better job opportunities are a strong reason to learn a new language. It makes your CV stronger, helps you find jobs abroad, and gives you more chances for promotions. It also shows that you are hardworking and motivated. Employers respect workers who speak more than one language because they bring value to the company. Whether you want to work in a big office, a hotel, or even another country, a new language will help you. It is not only about words, it is about opportunities, growth, and a brighter future. Part 3. Improvement of the brain and memory. Learning a new language is not only good for communication and jobs, but also very good for the brain. When you study a language, you use your brain in new ways. You need to remember new words, new rules, and new sounds. This makes your brain more active and stronger. Just like exercise makes the body healthy, learning a language makes the brain healthy. It is a kind of gym for the mind. People who learn new languages often say that they can think faster and remember things more easily. When you practice a new language, your memory becomes better. You need to remember hundreds of new words and use them in sentences. At first, this feels difficult, but slowly your brain becomes better at remembering. This skill does not help only in the language. It also helps in other parts of life. For example, you may remember names, numbers, or directions more easily. Your brain becomes trained to keep information. Memory is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Another advantage is that learning a language helps you focus. In daily life, many things can disturb you. Phones, TV, and other people can make it hard to concentrate. But when you study a language, you learn how to pay attention. You listen to new sounds, you read carefully, and you try to understand. This practice helps you in school, at work, and in personal life. You can focus better on tasks, and you finish them more successfully. Scientific studies also show that learning a new language can protect the brain from problems in old age. Some people forget many things when they get older. This is called memory loss or dementia. But people who speak more than one language often have stronger brains, even when they are old. Their brains stay active because they continue to use different languages. This shows that a new language is not only useful when you are young, it is also very helpful when you are old. It keeps your brain young and active. Problem solving is another skill that grows when you learn a new language. In language study, you often face challenges. You see a new word, and you must guess the meaning from the sentence. Or you want to say something, but you do not know the right word, so you find another way to explain. These small challenges make you a better problem solver. You learn to stay calm and think creatively. Later, in real life, when you face problems, you can solve them more easily because your brain is trained. Learning a new language also helps you become more flexible in thinking. In your own language, you have one way to express ideas. But in another language, things are sometimes said differently. For example, the order of words may change, or the way of showing respect may be different. At first, this may feel strange. But slowly, you understand that there are many ways to see the world. Your brain learns to accept new systems and new ideas. This flexibility is very useful in life, because the world is full of change. If your brain is flexible, you can adapt more easily. Another benefit is that you can pay attention to details more carefully. When you study grammar and vocabulary, you need to see small differences. For example, one letter or one accent can change the meaning of a word. At first, this is difficult, but later you become good at noticing details. This skill is not only for language. It also helps in reading, writing, and even in work tasks. A person who sees details can avoid mistakes and do better work. Learning a new language also improves listening skills. At first, the sounds of another language may seem too fast or too strange. But when you practice, your ears learn to hear small differences. You can hear new sounds, accents, and tones. This makes you a better listener, even in your own language. In life, good listeners are respected. They understand people better, and they have stronger relationships. So, a new language makes you not only smarter but also a better listener and communicator. Some people believe that learning a new language makes them more creative. When you try to express ideas with limited words, you must think in new ways. You may use examples, body language, or simple words to explain. This creative thinking is useful in art, writing, and problem solving. Many famous writers, musicians, and scientists spoke more than one language. The practice of moving between languages may have helped them think in new and creative ways. In conclusion, learning a new language is very good for the brain and memory. It makes your memory stronger, your focus better, and your problem-solving skills sharper. It also protects your brain in old age, helps you pay attention to details, and makes you more flexible in thinking. A new language is not only a tool for communication, but also a powerful exercise for the mind. Just as food and sport keep the body healthy, languages keep the brain young and strong. This is why learning a language is one of the best gifts you can give to yourself. Part 4. Understanding different cultures. Learning a new language is very helpful to understand different cultures. Language and culture are connected. When you learn a language, you also learn about the people, their traditions, and their daily life. For example, if you learn Spanish, you can learn about Spanish food, music, holidays, and festivals. You can understand why people celebrate certain events and why they behave in special ways. This knowledge helps you respect other people and appreciate their life. It also makes you more open-minded. Culture is everywhere. You can see it in art, music, movies, and books. When you learn a language, you can enjoy these things in their original form. For example, Spanish songs sound different and more meaningful when you understand the words. French movies can be more interesting when you read the original dialogues. Books are richer when you read them in the original language. Translations are good, but sometimes the real meaning is lost. Learning a language helps you feel the true culture and emotions. Food is another part of culture. Every country has special dishes, and people talk about food in their own language. If you learn the language, you can ask for food in a restaurant, understand recipes, or talk with local people about their favorite meals. For example, in Italy, you can order pasta and ask questions about ingredients in Italian. In Japan, you can talk about sushi or tea with local people. Understanding food culture makes travel more enjoyable and connects you with local people. Holidays and festivals are also important in culture. Different countries celebrate in different ways. In Germany, people celebrate Oktoberfest with beer and music. In India, people celebrate Diwali with lights and sweets. If you know the local language, you can ask questions, join celebrations, and learn the history behind these holidays. You will not feel like a stranger. Instead, you will feel included and part of the local community. Language gives you access to real experiences, not just tourist information. Understanding culture also means understanding people's habits and traditions. In some countries, people greet with a handshake. In others, they bow or hug. People have different ways to show respect, talk with friends, or eat meals. If you know the language, you also understand these customs. You can behave politely and avoid mistakes. This is very important when you travel, work, or make friends. Learning a language is like learning the rules of a new world. History is another part of culture. When you learn a language, you can read historical documents, watch documentaries, or read newspapers in the original language. This helps you understand how people lived in the past, what they thought, and how they solved problems. For example, learning German helps you understand European history better. Learning Japanese helps you learn about Japanese traditions and historical events. Language gives you a deeper connection with history. Learning a language also helps you understand jokes and humor. Humor is often difficult to translate. A joke in one language may not make sense in another. But if you know the language, you can understand the real joke and laugh with local people. Humor is an important part of culture. It shows how people think and what they enjoy. Understanding jokes helps you connect with people and feel part of their society. Music and art are easier to enjoy with a new language. Song lyrics, poems, and stories have meanings that are sometimes lost in translation. If you know the language, you can understand the words, the feelings, and the messages. You can also discuss art with local people and share opinions. This creates a deeper connection with culture and with other people. Language is the key to understanding creative works. Learning a language also helps you appreciate cultural differences. When you see how people live in other countries, you can compare with your own life. You can learn new ways to solve problems, new ways to cook, or new ways to celebrate events. This broadens your mind and makes you more open to new ideas. It also reduces prejudice because you understand that there are many ways to live a good life. In conclusion, understanding different cultures is one of the most important advantages of learning a new language. You can enjoy food, holidays, history, music, and art in their real form. You can respect traditions, make friends, and feel included in local life. Language is the bridge to culture. It opens your eyes to the world and makes you more aware of different ways of living. When you learn a language, you learn not only words but also life, people, and the beauty of diversity. Part 5. Travel becomes easier and more enjoyable. Learning a new language makes travel much easier and more enjoyable. When you visit another country, you need to communicate with local people. You may want to ask for directions, order food, buy tickets, or find a hotel. If you do not know the local language, these tasks can be difficult. You may feel nervous or confused. But if you learn the language, even a little, you can do these things with confidence. You can ask questions, understand answers, and follow instructions. Travel becomes simpler and more comfortable. When you speak the local language, people are usually more friendly. They feel happy when you try to speak their language. For example, if you visit Spain and say a few words in Spanish, the shopkeeper may smile and help you more. If you travel to Japan and use Japanese greetings, people will appreciate your effort. This small action makes a big difference. It shows respect and interest in the country. You will have a better experience because locals are kind and helpful. Learning a language also helps you understand signs and instructions. In many countries, signs are written in the local language. If you cannot read them, you may get lost or miss important information. But when you know the language, you can read signs in the streets, stations, and airports. You can understand menus in restaurants, schedules for buses and trains, and information in museums. This makes traveling safer and more organized. You feel independent and confident when you can read and understand the local language. Food is a big part of travel. Trying local food is exciting, but it can be difficult if you do not know the language. You may not know what is in the dish, or you may order something you do not like. When you know the language, you can ask about ingredients, choose the right food, and even talk with the chef. You can learn about traditional dishes and the history of food in that country. Eating becomes more enjoyable and meaningful. You feel connected to the culture through food. Traveling also includes meeting new people. You may want to make friends, talk with local people, or join group activities. If you do not know the language, this is difficult. But when you know the language, you can talk to people, ask questions about the city, learn about local life, and make friends. These connections make travel more memorable. You do not just see the country, you experience it with people. Friendships and personal experiences are more meaningful when you can communicate. Shopping is another part of travel that becomes easier with a new language. Markets, shops, and stores often have products with names or instructions in the local language. If you know the language, you can ask for prices, check quality, and negotiate if needed. You can buy souvenirs, gifts, or daily items with confidence. This makes shopping a fun and stress-free experience. You feel independent and capable, and your travel is more enjoyable. Learning a language also allows you to enjoy cultural events during travel. Music concerts, theater shows, festivals, and exhibitions are easier to understand when you know the language. You can follow the lyrics of songs, read programs, and understand stories. You will enjoy performances more because you understand the meaning behind them. Travel becomes not only sightseeing but also learning and cultural enjoyment. Sometimes, travel involves emergencies or unexpected situations. You may need to find a doctor, call the police, or ask for help. If you do not know the language, these situations can be stressful. But if you know the language, you can explain your problem, ask questions, and follow instructions. This is very important for your safety and peace of mind. Learning a language helps you travel without fear and with confidence. Learning a language also allows you to plan your trip better. You can read travel guides, websites, and reviews in the local language. You can find hidden places, local restaurants, and special activities that are not available in your own language. This makes travel more exciting and unique. You can have a richer and more authentic experience, not just a tourist experience. In conclusion, learning a new language makes travel easier, safer, and more enjoyable. You can communicate with locals, read signs, enjoy food, make friends, shop, and understand cultural events. You feel confident and independent in a foreign country. Travel is not just visiting places, it is experiencing life, culture, and people. A new language gives you the tools to do this fully. Learning a language is like having a passport to the world, helping you connect with people and enjoy every moment of your journey. Part 6. Personal Growth and Self-Confidence. Learning a new language is very good for personal growth and self-confidence. When you start learning a language, it is not easy at first. You need to remember many new words, rules, and sentences. You will make mistakes, and sometimes you may feel frustrated. But when you continue and practice every day, you start to improve. Slowly, you can speak, read, and write in the new language. This process makes you feel proud of yourself. You see that you can learn new things, even if they are difficult. This is very important for personal growth. Confidence grows when you speak with other people in the new language. At first, you may feel shy or nervous. You may not want to make mistakes. But when you try to speak, people usually understand and help you. Every time you speak, you feel more confident. You realize that mistakes are normal, and they are part of learning. This confidence can help you in many areas of life, not only in language learning. You become braver and ready to face new challenges. Learning a new language also gives you independence. You can travel alone, read signs, order food, and ask for help without depending on someone else. This feeling of independence is very important. You feel that you can manage your life in new ways. You are not afraid of being in a new country or new situation. You know that you have the skills to communicate and solve problems. This independence is a strong part of personal growth. Personal growth also comes from understanding yourself better. When you learn a language, you learn about your strengths and weaknesses. You learn how to focus, practice, and set goals. For example, remembering vocabulary and grammar rules teaches patience and discipline. Speaking with others teaches courage and social skills. You realize that learning is a process, and small steps lead to success. This helps you grow as a person and become more self-aware. Learning a new language also helps you develop empathy. When you speak another language, you understand that people think and feel differently. You notice cultural differences and understand why people behave in certain ways. This understanding makes you more respectful and kind. You can see the world from another point of view. Empathy is important in personal life, work, and relationships. A new language helps you connect with others and understand them better. Self-confidence also improves when you achieve language goals. For example, finishing a language course, passing a test, or having a conversation with a native speaker gives a strong sense of achievement. You feel that you can overcome difficulties. This confidence is useful in school, work, and social life. When you believe in yourself, you try new things, meet new people, and take on challenges. Learning a language shows you that effort leads to success. Learning a new language also improves communication skills. When you speak another language, you pay more attention to words, pronunciation, and sentence structure. You become a better listener and a clearer speaker. These skills help you in your own language too. You can explain ideas more clearly, understand instructions better, and avoid misunderstandings. Strong communication is a part of personal growth and makes you more confident in daily life. Personal growth comes from trying new experiences with the new language. You can travel, make international friends, participate in online groups, and explore new cultures. Every experience teaches you something new. You learn to adapt to different situations, solve problems, and enjoy new adventures. These experiences make you stronger, more flexible, and more open-minded. A new language opens the door to these opportunities. Sometimes, learning a new language gives you joy and happiness. When you speak with someone from another country, read a book in the original language, or watch a movie without translation, you feel proud and happy. These moments show that your effort is working. Happiness and personal satisfaction are important parts of growth. You feel that learning a language is not only useful but also enjoyable. Finally, personal growth and self-confidence from learning a new language affect your whole life. You become more independent, brave, and understanding. You can face challenges, communicate with people from different cultures, and enjoy new experiences. You can travel, work, and learn in ways that were not possible before. Learning a language is not only about words, it is about developing yourself, building confidence, and growing as a person. The benefits last a lifetime and make life richer and more meaningful.